Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School for night number 2. It's game number 6 and the final game of night number 2 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic 2023. We have Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports and Devon Raleigh Shelter Insurance bringing BPC Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for this one. We had the Hancock County rivalry in the last game. We've got the McDonough County rivalry here in game number 3 as the Macomb High Bombers make the trip to BPC, about 15 miles away, as the two McDonough County schools set to do battle here from BPC High School. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Luke Little will be alongside as we get ready to go for the final game of the night. In the first 2 games, Illini Bluffs beat West Prairie, and West Hancock downed Illini West. BPC comes in with an 0-1 record. Macomb comes in with a 1-0 record. This game being brought to you tonight, the pregame show, by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events Live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. We'll take our first break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a couple minutes.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
And welcome back, and I apologize to Keely Lieb. I always stay here when she's the one singing because we don't get the hits. She wasn't here last night, or they didn't let her sing last night, so I thought she would not be here tonight, but I was wrong.
Getting our starting lineups now for both these teams. Starting for the Macomb High Bombers, Drew Watson. For the Spartans, number 5, Caden Palm is out there. Number 5, Malachi Conley, out for the Bombers. Number 23, Osman Perelku. 6'1" junior, number 12, Braden Holthouse is starting out there for the Bombers. The senior, number 24, Dalton Huffman, back to the Bombers. 6'5" senior, Ian Case. 6'1" senior, number 34, Nate Kramer is out there. And the last starter here for the Bombers, 6'5" senior, Dion Doyle. Last starter for the Bombers, number 10, Tanner Kleindens is out there as well. Coach Jeff Dahl is behind us, so we'll get him talking here with Jeff Dahl in a sec.
See if he's talked to WCAZ yet. Oh, he quit. Okay, yeah, I have him over here. We get ready to jump it up. It'll be Tanner Kleindens and Dion Doyle, pair of 10s, battling out at the jump. And as Coach Dahl gets his headset on here. And, Coach, if you're playing poker, a pair of 10s wouldn't be the worst hand you could get, I guess.
No, it wouldn't be. No.
But, Coach, haven't talked to you since this time last year. You guys got a couple wins to start the tournament.
Yeah, we did. We've had, there's good and bad to it. The good thing is we have 2 wins, and the good thing is we haven't played good yet. So I feel like we have a lot. We're left a lot on the table, but hopefully we'll get what we got to do and put things together a little better.
Well, I think people came into this tournament thinking Illini Bluffs, Macomb, and you guys would kind of be the top 3. You've kind of set the stage for that, going 2-0, and you've still got Macomb and Illini Bluffs to go down the stretch here. BPC played with you pretty well in the first half, but then you guys kind of opened it up in the second half.
Yeah, we didn't do a very good job offensively in the first half, and we got to do a way better job of handling the ball here on out. So every game's getting tougher and tougher. So
Dion Doyle is going to be at the free throw line shooting 2. Nate Kramer picked up his foul, the first for the team here in the first quarter. Speaking of that, do you like the 5 fouls per quarter and 2 free throws all the time?
It's okay. Like it makes the game go faster, kind of, but if you get to shooting 2, it seems like it takes forever.
Right, I know.
So it's kind of
I don't really know what the point of it was, but I don't know what they said was the point of it, I should say. But
it's supposed to speed it up. But I do like if you get fouls early in the third quarter, they get to bonus, then it's not bonus all the time.
Yeah, that is a definite plus. As Perelku has it swiped away by Braden Holdhouse, and back the other way it goes. So Siegfried's going to be a big part of what you guys do. He had some foul trouble today and had some foul trouble last night too. He plays really high tempo and pushes really hard all the time.
Yeah, he does. He plays hard. I think that's one thing that, that's a standard of ours. Like, we expect our guys to play hard, within our system. And Lewis is he's got a motor.
Right, he definitely does. It's a never-stop motor, and it's like high gear all the time. Holdhouse for 3 off, no good. Perelku and Conley fight for the rebound. Conley comes down with it. You guys have had some young kids step up. Knowles has been really good. Froman's played pretty well for you.
Yeah.
You're young off the bench, but you're not really dropping off much.
No, I think that's one of our strengths. By the end of the year, it's going to be really good because those guys won't be freshmen anymore. And, we have some depth. I got to remember to use it all the time. So, it's easy to not use it.
Hayden Palm in and out on a 3. Holdhouse from Dion Doyle. And Palm got up on Holdhouse and threw him to the ground. At that point, there wasn't a whole lot he was going to do. He was on top of him.
Nope.
Second foul for BPC. First on Palm, and Braden Holdhouse going to be shooting free throws. It's 1-0, 6:20 to go here. Talking to Coach Dahl from West Hancock, and talking about the young kids. Knowles went up and tried to dunk that one. He kind of did dunk it.
Yeah, he kind of did.
I was laughing one other time as the first one's good. He actually made a rebound down here with both hands in the air, never jumped. Did you see that?
I did see that. He's long. He's really long.
Holdhouse made one of 2.
He's got a chance. Like, he does a good job of. He just really does a good job of for a sophomore. Like, he didn't even start on JV last year, and he's getting good varsity minutes right now. So he's done really well, improving himself and getting better.
Well, and that's kind of the key, right, is what will make you better throughout the year, too. First bucket is up and in for Tanner Kleindens for BPC. That's one of the things that will make you better, right, as you go along. Is kids working outside of basketball season.
Yes, yeah. And, like, my guys do a good job of that. They like coming to the weight room. They like doing stuff like that. So
Conley shot off, no good. Doyle with the rebound and the putback. Macomb and Illini Bluffs definitely come with some length, don't they?
They do. They do.
So
bad thing is these tournaments, you play 3 games, and then it's hard to. The big guys still have length, but the other guys' legs are tired for shooting. But you have to dig deep and just do it.
Starting a tournament like this, I think I've asked you this before. You play 5 games in 6 days. The 6th day is a family day. I don't know if you shoot around or anything at all, but
yeah, we don't.
What is it good or bad to start with that many games in a row and no practice?
Oh, it's hard because you're going to make these mistakes. And you might make them over and over and over, and you don't have time to fix them. And then things you think will work because they work in your practice, and then the defensive personnel and everything's different, don't work. So it's really hard to change. You got to change on the fly. So it's kind of it's really a kind of tough thing to do.
You guys get to see the last few years especially, have got to see some good teams here, though.
Yes, we have.
Illini Bluffs and Macomb, and then BPC's kind of been up and down.
Yeah,
and
they
played
have.
some good games against you guys as well.
Yep.
So I don't know that people look at this tournament as a great tournament, but there's been some really good teams here.
Yes, there has. I mean, people, it's especially like Macomb's always good early in the year. Like they are really organized all the time and hard to guard. Then Bluffs has so much length that, it's really, the length thing is a big equalizer.
So talk a little bit about a couple players, the young kids, but Grodehouse, that kid isn't real tall, but man, he's got some ups I noticed today.
Grodehouse is a really good player. Like, he rebounds really well for a point guard. He has good pace. He guards the toughest guy all the time. Like, that dude, just keeps on going. Like, he's a really tough kid. Like, he has our toughest defense assignment all the time, and I've never heard him ever complain. And he doesn't like it when we let someone else do it.
Ian Case takes a three there and misses it. Kleindienst with the rebound for BPC. 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's 4-2. Macomb with a 2-point advantage. And a timeout charge to BPC. It's going to be a 30-second timeout charge to the Spartans. Then you got Gage Scott. It's funny, like Grodehouse and Scott. I remember some of these kids, and even Louis Siegfried. I've been here at the tournament doing these games. And they were sophomores or freshmen getting some playing time, and they've kind of matured, and they've really turned into what you said when they were young they were going to be for your team.
Yeah, and that's a testament to them. Like, you don't get good, you don't get better by just showing up when the season starts. Like those guys. Lewis, for example, like, we didn't let him shoot threes when he was a freshman. Now he's got a green light shooter.
Right.
So it's really, like he's changed. He's made himself into a great player. Like, so that's fun to watch kids do that. That's why I like doing this.
So you get into these games, they kind of get up, and you guys got ahead by 21, I think, at one point on Illini West tonight. They kind of came back on you. Is that something you can look at as you talk to the kids and say, hey, when we get there, we got to stay there and kind of keep the pedal down?
Yeah, we quit guarding, and they got layup. Like, we just decided, okay, let's just rest. And I had a weird lineup in, but I was like, they need to finish it and do a good job. So I was like, I think it's one of those things where you just do things not quite as good because you've had so much, you've had time playing, and everyone's tired, and they just didn't do anything. But I told them we got to be mentally tougher than that. Just because they're tired doesn't mean we should not do anything.
Well, you've got a lot of basketball left to be played, right?
We sure do.
Not only in this tournament as the BPC turns it over there. Not only in this tournament, but you've got some good tournament. You got the holiday tournament again at Western, and you got the tournament at the end of the season. I mean, you got a lot of games, and you got conference and all the other stuff that goes along. So, are you where you feel like you need to be right now? Or are you a little behind where you expected to be?
I expected us to be better offensively than we've been. Because we have potential to be really good offensively. Defensively, I know it takes a little time because it just takes time. But I really thought we'd be way better offensively than we are here right now.
Yeah, Doyle up for an offensive rebound and a putback. Doyle's got 4, make that 5 of the 6 points for Macomb. They lead 6-2. But, that kind of stuff, right, is all through years of coaching. I don't suspect you get real excited right now about how things are going.
Yeah, we got a lot of time to get better. And we have a lot of potential to get better.
Here's a dunk coming. Deion Doyle, another basket. And Coach Snyder wanted to travel there, and I'm not sure if he was right or not.
I'm pretty sure he was right.
It was pretty close if it wasn't. Doyle got the rebound. He got that at about the 3-point line and never did dribble, so. A nice layup by Braden Holdhouse. And just like that, the Bombers are up 10-2, a 6-0 run here. I see a lot of that right-handed layup from the left side stuff Does that really annoy you as a
No,
guy's
it
been around
doesn't.
longer?
It's like one of those things that if you can get it on the board quicker, get it up there. And there's times, depends on where defense is, it's a really good shot. So it's kind of like we have to pick your times to do that, and then it'll be fine. They have.
Case.
Oh,
I thought he was going to get away with that.
I did too
for a second. Tanner Kleindens picks up the foul.
But no, it's at first I didn't like, but when you look at it, if you can stretch and get on the board before anyone blocks it, they can't touch it. So it's it's a good move.
Well, I didn't look. Who you got tomorrow night?
Macomb.
You got Macomb tomorrow night. So this is an important game for you to watch probably a little bit.
It is. It sure is.
Ian Case hits the first of 2 free throws. So I probably ought to let you go so you can actually pay attention to the game.
Hey, no problem. But yeah, that's this is a good seat. But
yeah, Luke, you're stealing Luke's seat. Did you know
I
that?
know. I can't fill his shoes.
Well, I don't know about that. He just talks a lot. That's all he does.
He does talk a lot.
Ian Case misses a second, and Holdhouse is going to knock it out of bounds and go to BPC. Well, Coach, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right,
Luke
thank
won't
you.
be here tomorrow night. You'll be stuck with me.
Luke won't be here. He's
Luke's not
missing
gonna
that
be
game.
Here. He's going to miss
He's
tomorrow
got a
and
date?
Friday.
He's got a date?
That's what he said. He's got a date.
Luke.
He thinks women are more important than basketball.
Luke.
Coach Dahl talking to us there for a few minutes, giving Luke a bit of a hard time. I turned you. What was that?
He forgot some.
He forgot his stuff. As Brock Beekman in the game, nearly turned it over, and they're going to call a foul on the Bombers. They're first. Braden Holdhouse is first. You're watching the Bombers and the Spartans on TSSR Game Time Live. Brought to you by Raritan State Bank, Bushnell branch, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell. They offer full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the bank of friendly service. Call them as Perelko hits a triple. It's off no good. Doyle with the rebound. And Hobson and Huffman is going to pick up the foul. Tanner Kleindens and Hobson behind the play, getting all tangled up, having a little words there, standing at the free throw line. No foul, no shot. Huffman picks up his first. Spartans have 4 players with 1 foul now. Holdhouse on the inbound. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter, and that went off Holdhouse. It'll stay with BPC. Back to Raritan State Bank. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center, Equal Housing, or Raritan State Bank, Bushnell Branch, the Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Guess I ought to change that, hadn't I?
We only got 30 seconds left. Ooh, Perelko, nice drive. Tipped away off his knee. Turnover. It's 11-2 here, 27 seconds. It started off very slow, very defensively oriented game at first.
Been a lot of free throws for the Bombers, and they've got 3 baskets, I think, 3 or 4 baskets, but they've got a ton of free throws. And now they're going to call Dion Doyle with an offensive foul as he was beating on Gavin Pimble down there, and the team's second. It's the first on Doyle. So we have 6 fouls here in quarter number 1, and nobody has more than 1, I don't believe, do they?
Nobody has more than 1.
That's a pretty good memory, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like I've done this a year or 10. And there's a 7th foul, and still nobody with more than 1, as Connor Bishop's going to pick up the foul.
3 free throws taken by the Bombers so far, 3 missed as well. Dion Doyle, mean dunk earlier, threw it down, got excited. It seems like Macomb's tempo
nice
changed
inbound
at
play,
first.
and Dalton Huffman's going to get the bucket. Osman Perelko, the assist on the inbounds play. It's going to go to Watson.
Only 3 seconds left on the clock.
Watson for 3, left corner.
No
I
good.
thought it was good. It was right on, just a little short. That's how the first quarter ends. The Bombers lead 11-4 over BPC, who continues to struggle from the field here as we are working towards. There we go, second quarter, and it did reset the fouls. That's what we like to see. This game being brought to you today by Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell, for over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been serving the local community's needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending. It also has a great trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. And Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. And member M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mandbfurnitureincom.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. Starting the second quarter, and
Drew Watson's going to pick up a foul, another person with only one foul.
So we have 8 fouls now, and everybody has one apiece.
4 to each team.
Those first 7 didn't count really, though.
Not
They
anymore.
count for the player, but not for the team.
11-4 the score, 7:50 on the clock.
Oh, nice job by Holdhouse to knock that away from Gavin Pimble. Or is that Caden Palm? Caden Palm over there. They are battling down low. Palm and Holdhouse are. And it gives a little shove to Watson on the way by. Kramer, what a pass into Palm, but it's knocked away. Hobson takes it back the other way. Watson's not going to get picked up. Beekman comes over late, and Drew Watson gets the bucket to fall. A little late on the change. Didn't see Watson apparently coming down the floor as he had his back to him, and Watson gets the easy layup. 7:15 to go here in the second quarter. Pimble with it for BPC. Goes to Kramer.
Nice backdoor.
Cutting without the basketball. Caden Palm left Ian Case standing out near the three-point line like Ian wasn't guarding anybody.
That was a very good, a very technical backdoor. Right when he needed to, he cut it. They're only down 7 points right now.
Hobson turnaround jumper off, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. BPC has got to rebound better if they want to be able to stay in this game. They trail by 9.
Both these teams very similar in height when you spread them out. Travel against Perelku.
It's funny that they call that. They didn't call the travel on Deion Doyle's dunk, though.
No.
Doyle took like 3 steps on that dunk, but
Yeah.
you knew it was coming, so you had to kind of let him go. That's the way I look at it.
If it's going to look cool.
Yeah, if it's
right?
going to look cool, you got to let it go. That's probably not the right idea or right attitude, but that's what I'm saying. Case, nice pass out to Holdhouse for 3, and he nailed it.
Great pass right there. Holthouse now 6 points on the game with that 3.
He passed that, caught it, and passed it before he came back down. And just like that, a 7-point lead is 12. Palm tries to answer, and he will.
That's a tough three-point shot right there with Ian Case, 6'5", right in your face. That's a tough shot right there from Palm.
Up and over Ian. That's the 1-2-2 zone back in full effect for BPC here. Conley with it, down the corner, Case. Hobson backing in Huffman, back out the Case. Skips across Watson, 3, right wing, off no good. Kramer with the rebound for BPC. Osmond Perelku tracked it down after Conley swiped it away from Kramer. Down low, Huffman, pump fake. Man, did you hear that all the way up here? Huffman can't finish. Little slap down there.
Very, very loud and apparent.
Heads up.
That ball was tipped out of bounds. They're going to send it to.
Really?
Yeah,
I was going to say.
They corrected it. I was like, that was definitely off.
About 3 BPC players.
He didn't just throw it that high on purpose, no.
No.
Malachi Conley going to be passing in the ball here for the Bombers.
Yeah, that was he's verifying it again, but yeah, that was the right call. Ian Case to Watson.
Playing a little 2-3 zone now.
It's actually a 1-2-2 or a 3-2, depending on what you want to call it. Upton is in the game for BPC.
He had a couple banks last night.
Yeah, one
from the corner. Not sure.
That's a horse shot if you can make it.
You'd win every game. Nice drive. Drew Watson gets in, misses. Good rebound.
Nate Kramer knocked that off the rebound, knocked it off the backboard. Knew he wasn't going to be able to get there, so he just knocked it off, and Palm picked it up. Caden Palm had it. Now it's Caden Palm picked up by Bishop. Kramer, I don't know where that was going.
Hit the back of Conley's head as he was on the bounce pass.
Well, he didn't expect Conley to cut on the back door or not, but it was not a good pass by Kramer. 4:30 remaining here in the first half. It's 18-9. BPC trails the Bombers.
That's a second backdoor pass Kramer's tried to give, and it hasn't worked out on the little wraparound bounce pass.
Had one sports corner three, I do believe. Doyle turnaround jumper off, no good.
Good.
Conley with the rebound, it's off, no good. And Kramer tips that one out of bounds. It'll stay, maybe not.
Should stay with the Bombers, but Conley, I've noticed.
Where you can get it.
Conley, I've noticed in the last game especially, he's soaring into the rim on those shots, looking for the tip attempts. It seemed like he made about 2 or 3 in their game yesterday, but he went up every single time it seemed to get those tips.
Palm with it. Tipped away. Doyle comes up with it. Hesitation, goes to the rim, gets a little shoulder block from Huffman. Tries to get his own rebound, finally does track it down, and then Huffman's going to get called for the foul, and he'll be the first player with 2 fouls in the game. Am I right?
It is going to be his second foul, team's first of the quarter.
I'm all over it.
I was seeing if it was actually get Dalton Huffman or
Who
not.
else was it going to be on?
It could have been on Dion Doyle for all we know.
Well, point well taken. Point well taken. Brock Beekman checking in. Connor Upton going out for BPC. Macomb has not subbed a lot. They've got their starters back in. Bishop has played and Hobson has played, but that is it. 3 on the way by Holdhouse. Doyle with the rebound. Steal by Beekman. He's going to go to Perelku. Gives it off to Huffman, and just a little too fancy.
Too much ball movement on that one. It seems Conley.
Malachi Conley tried to get a little fancy as well, and then Watson just got thrown to the ground. And now they're going to call Huffman for foul number 3.
I'm only surprised on that one because of the actions that occurred beforehand. The things that presumed that one were much worse than that foul on Dalton Huffman, it seemed. But he gets called with it. His third foul, team second of the quarter, 3:26 on the clock. Drew Watson's going to get the inbound. Tough call there for the Spartans. Still working in that 1-2 zone, it seems. Perelku on top. Holthouse got it, has it in the corner. We'll see what they call it. They call it carry on Malachi Conley. And that's a surprising call right there.
Yeah, we have seen that called a few times, though.
We have seen it called. We saw it called on Gage Scott, I believe, earlier.
Timeout on the floor, charge to the Bombers. Both teams have now called 1 timeout.
Low-scoring affair here in Bushnell-Prairie City High School. 18-9, 3:11 left on the clock.
Game brought to you by Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games in all the area. TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124. $1 wings, tomorrow night, Wednesday nights. They have ugly steaks on Thursday nights. All kinds of good stuff.
What are ugly steaks? You should describe that to the folks.
It's the old Red Ox steaks, actually. And
I will say the $1 wings, you can't really beat them. They're not, don't get me wrong, they're not small wings either. They will fill you up. They're very good. Honey barbecue wings are also very solid there at Sports Corner. We're getting ready here. Last 3 minutes of this second quarter matchup. Almost the end of the first half. That pass, it goes out of bounds. They'll say it was off of Perelku. It'll be Macomb basketball.
We've seen a lot of this out of BPC.
A lot.
They have not taken very good care of the basketball here early in the season. They trail by 9 here with 3 minutes remaining in the first half, second quarter.
We saw it a lot yesterday against the Titans, especially in the second half of play. They were in it in the first half. Second half came around. It was a struggle bus for them throughout.
And
good defense.
Perelku gets in and steals that one away. Beekman pushes it back against Case. Rejected. Perelku comes down with it, and Conley steals it away.
Good hands by Conley to grab that one out of the air.
Perelku likes to do no look, behind the back, quick, crazy passes. Problem is Conley is kind of the same kind of player, and he can do the same thing and reacts very well to that, knowing that's coming from Perelku. Tipped down in the corner, Holdhouse. Conley 3 right wing, no good. Doyle with another rebound. Watson. Case, he'll try a 3 left corner. Off, no good. Perelku with the rebound. Neither team is shooting real well. Macomb's lack of high efficiency shooting has really kept the Spartans in the game.
The offensive rebounds have kept Macomb ahead in this game, but as you said, struggles from not only the three-point line, but all around. Alley-oop pass. What a finish by not Connor Bishop. That's
Brock
number 3
Beekman.
for Macomb. Brock Beekman on the finish of the alley-oop. Great pass, an even better finish.
Spartans have cut the lead to 7 with 1:28 to go. There's an alley-oop that's going to come back out to Conley for 3. It's long. Rebound picked up off the floor by Palm with 1:18 to go. Beekman with it. He's going to go. Comes across to, oh, what a block. The 10s again. And then it's going to go. Tanner Kleindan's put a little forearm into the back.
I saw
of,
that. Couldn't really see it from the other side of the court, but from here you could see him put a little bit of arm into Dion Doyle there.
From where the ref was standing, he couldn't have seen it, but the other 2 refs should have been able to see it.
I'd also like to say something about that Malachi Conley three-pointer. He missed one on the possession before. It was a little long, hit off the back of the rim. That one, he kind of faded away a little bit. Maybe he wanted to counteract the distance he had on it. I just saw it. I thought it was kind of funny.
The next one might be dead on. 3 on the way. Sports Corner 3 for Drew Watson. And
47 seconds left on the clock. Big 3 for Macomb.
chance to go up by 10 there. Palm with it. Connor Bishop's going to pick up the foul. That's his second.
Team's second.
Bad influence. Bad influence. Palm on the inbounds. Going to get the finish from Nate Kramer. Watson drives, tipped away from behind. He's going to rattle around. Holdhouse comes over there. Bishop, free throw line jumper. Dion Doyle, and I'm not sure who put a hand right into midriff of Doyle that time, but somebody, they are trying to get under the skin of Dion Doyle, it looks like.
12 seconds. Dion Doyle's doing a great job staying calm, just playing the game, not worrying about anything else.
5 seconds, make it 6 seconds. Palm puts up the shot. Bank shot off, no good. Hobson's going to get the rebound, and that's how the half will come to an end. It's 23-13. The Bombers lead by 10. We're halfway through the final game of the night here at the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. It's BPC and the Bombers. This game being brought to you by Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide online or on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games. Located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for an upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Ranch at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. And Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory.
Got some halftime stats for you guys here.
Okay.
23-13 the score right now. 9 minutes till we come back for the Macomb High Bombers, leading team right now by 10. Ian Case, he has 1 point in this affair so far. Jake Hobson, 2. 5 points belong to Drew Watson. 6 to Braden Holthouse. Leading scorer Dion Doyle has 9. For the Spartans, the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans home team here in this tournament, 2 points belong to Brock Beekman, 2 to Dalton Huffman, 2 to Tanner Kleindienst, and 5 to Caden Palm. 23-13 the score here at half. 8 minutes till we come back. A good game so far, very defensively sound. A lot of missed shots from both of these teams. Should be a very exciting last game. The Spartans couldn't really do much in the second half of play. We'll see what they can do here today.
Well, we got Justice Keene behind you, Luke. I'm going to give him the headset for just a second. We're going to talk about the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. We get Justice under the headset for a couple minutes here. Justice, boy, it's a little different game in this one than I kind of anticipated, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a different story than last night for both teams. But, great to be back in basketball season. You can't beat it. This is the best 2 weeks of the year, opening night, and it doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, the best 2 weeks for girls opening last week. You had a good tournament at Macomb and then get a good tournament here at BPC. But one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on was because it should be a lot of fun for the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament this year.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're already talking Macomb Western Holiday Basketball Tournament. I feel like, it was just May and we were getting things put together for streaming, but that'll be here in a couple of weeks. And, man, is this year's tournament going to be so good. And, there's so many different headlines. You have Eureka going for the three-peat, but so many good teams, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we get to see a few of those good teams at the Great Western Shootout, too. Rock Ridge will be there playing, and Illini Bluffs will be there, and Abington Avon's there. There's going to be some teams there that we get to see. And it's funny as we look at those, top few teams, and then people are saying, well, Abington Avon's better than they used to be, or all these teams feel like they're better, right? So, any of these teams could make a run in that tournament.
Absolutely, and it always feels like there's one team every single year that you get there on the first day and they might win a 9 o'clock game or a 10:30 game, and they kind of fly under the radar, and then all of a sudden on championship, it'll be championship Saturday. When that flies around, you look at that 2:30 semifinal, you're like, man, they've really snuck under the radar, and chance to win it all.
Yeah, here they are. But the cool thing is TSSR Game Time Live is the exclusive home for the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament this year. And maybe even more cool than that is we're going to do a live release show.
We are going to channel our inner Craig Kellogg.
Yeah, there you go. It should be a lot of fun, but we're going to be at Sports Corner at 124, I believe, and we're going to release, instead of just saying here's the bracket, we're going to talk to some people, maybe get some interviews, some coaches or whatever, and we're going to release the top 4 seeds, and then we're going to release the matchups. Should be a lot of fun.
It will be, and Jerry and the committee have done a great job putting together the banquet this year, if you will, for all the coaches to come down, get something to eat at Sports Corner, and then kind of talk about their team a little bit on air with us. But, certainly something that was talked about last year, just couldn't get put in the works quick enough, but it's going to be really exciting to kind of be able to put out the bracket live, if you will. It's always, you're sitting there on that Sunday, and, if you haven't, you just keep refreshing. But people get to see it come out live, and very excited for that and that new add-in this year.
Yeah, we're planning on starting that, I think. The initial belief, I think, is going to be around 5 o'clock or maybe 6. We'll wait and see how that works as we get a little closer. But that'll be on December 17th, right?
Yep, believe so.
The Great Western Shootout is on December 16th. So we'll use that. We won't. You might. The committee will use that as the last live look-in, so to speak, at a few teams, and they'll make their choices and their rankings. And you kind of said it earlier, but trying to seed a tournament like that is, it's really craziness. You don't get to see some of the teams as much, and if you don't go into the season expecting that team to be really pretty good, you probably haven't looked at them as much. You expect them to be in the bottom half, and there's so much that goes into this thing when you're trying to seed a tournament.
Yeah, it's one of those tough things because you're only seeding 3 teams, unlike, let's say, I'll use Beardstown, for example, on the girls' side. They seed all the way through to, I don't even know how many teams are in that tournament now. It's grown so much. But so hard to seed all the top 3 there. But, the thing about the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament is it really doesn't matter where you're seated necessarily, because your first round game is always going to be someone who you haven't played yet this year. So, you're guaranteed kind of I wouldn't say a team you've never seen. Sure, you're probably a scout, but, you're guaranteed somebody in that first round that you haven't seen before.
So as we get ready to work through the season here, and I know I would expect that you're going to do most of Macomb's home games.
Correct.
Correct. You going to do anything on the road?
Yeah, I'll travel on the road, and I think we got a lot more boys' road games this year. So
it seems crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm not an AD, but I mean, it's got to be so hard with officials and finding places and times to play. It seems like one year a school will have a whole bunch of home games, and then the next year they won't have any.
Exactly.
Or they'll have a whole bunch of home games for 3 or 4 years in a row, and then they won't have any. It's crazy how that stuff works out.
Hy-Vee fuel saver for the win.
Yeah, there you go. Is that what your plan is?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Try to get on the road as much as we can. Some different matchups for the Bombers this year. We're bringing in Taylorville, obviously a little bit later in the road. I think that's in the new year. So Taylorville, Ryan Brown always has a good team. There was one other one. Coach
Geneseo's down here,
yep.
right?
We go on the road to Geneseo.
At Geneseo.
Yeah, that's next week. And then Jerry Wilson, longtime Havana girls coach, we're playing his son's team. Can't remember off the top of my head where he's at, but we picked him up as well. And that will be towards the middle of December, right before the holiday tournament as well. But Great Western Shootout, some good basketball there. Really just not a bad road game on the schedule.
No, and actually this tournament has turned into a pretty decent tournament here with Bluffs, West Hancock, Macomb. BPC is not a bad basketball team. And West Prairie is going to be good again in a year or two as they're playing tons of young players.
They are, and, they'll get some a little bit under their feet a little bit more. But this is a great tournament, kind of a round-robin deal where, it's not a terrible drive for any of these teams. They can come over, kick off the season with some really, really solid groups. I mean, Macomb and, we got West Hancock tomorrow night. And then, we turn around Friday at Illini West and then close out the Illini Bluffs. Those are 3 solid teams. And then teams you might see here in a couple weeks down at Western Hall towards the end. So, quality basketball all week long and always an exciting tournament here.
And the nice thing about it is you're guaranteed to get 5 games.
Absolutely. And
you're not going to a tournament where you play 2 and done or 1 and done or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the good things about the round-robin style Thanksgiving tournaments is, you're guaranteed all those games. You get the kids out there. You can experiment with different lineups because a lot of teams, every team wants to win. But this early in the season, it's all about, all right, let's try some different rotations. Let's see what works, what doesn't work. And it's a good time to do that, and certainly quality basketball all the way around.
I do want to point out that you probably have gathered this, but Justice is going to be calling. I think he said he wanted to call like 24 of the games during the holiday tournament.
Yep.
Isn't that what you said? Like
something around there. 26
or 24
yep.
or something like that's what the plan is. Like even when they're playing in Brophy and Western at the same time, you're going to watch the screen. And is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to have one eye bouncing off it. Yeah, 2 at once.
That's. I mean, I'd be okay with that if that's what you wanted to do. I mean, that'd be some sort of a world record.
Oh, it'd have to be.
I mean, it has to be. We should try that.
That's how you get a headache. Migraine. Yeah. That's how you wake up with a migraine.
You wake up with your eyes pointing different directions the next day,
for the
right?
10 o'clock championship.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Okay, never mind. Let's don't do that. Let's don't do that. Well, Justice, thank you very much for talking to us for a few minutes here during the half, and we'll get. You want to work a little bit here? I'll let Luke take over.
Yeah, I'll sit down for a bit.
And Luke, you want to come? You want to do this? Work with Justice? Okay, I'll let Luke take over for a few minutes. Justice, thank you much.
You bet. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, man, he's got a big head. I have to adjust these headphones real quick. All right, there we go. Can you hear me all right?
I got you.
Sweet. Dion Doyle's athletic ability just been showing out today. Gets another bucket there on the 2. Just such a great threat that they have for their team, in multiple sports, football and basketball itself.
Yeah, Dion's one of those guys that can do anything down low, and he posts up on a few of these guys, and then it turns into his ball game.
He had 9 points in the first half, 2 here to start off the second half of play. 7:21 on the clock, 25-13 the score. Spartans really can't get anything going yet. Got a lot of turnovers in this matchup so far. Didn't like what they saw there. Going to move the ball around again. Good tip by Ian Case. Another one of those crazy athletes that Macomb has. Getting his hands active. This is a very aggressive Macomb basketball team here, led by Malachi Conley. I think he's got that defensive mindset going for him.
Malachi's a great guy on defense. He knows the floor. He knows what's going on very well. And this lineup here of Case, Watson, Doyle, Holthouse, and Conley, I mean, they can do just about anything.
Nice little drive here from Perelku. No good. It was actually Caden Palm on the drive. We're going to get a foul call here. It'll be against Macomb, number 5. It'll be against Malachi Conley, his first of the game, team first. Spartan's going to pass it in. This is Kramer trying to get it in somewhere. Has to just lob it up. Hard collision on the floor. Perelku, that foul is going to be on Malachi Conley, his second. 2 in a row quick. Perelku's getting up okay. 2 quick fouls on the Bombers to start off this second half of play. Kramer going to be passing it in yet again. Looking for somebody. Tipped out of bounds. We'll see who this is on. They're saying it was off Holthouse, but he is not convinced. Holthouse, is he a sophomore or a freshman? Sophomore, correct?
He is a junior.
Junior.
Yes. Braden's a junior. He'll be back for senior football next year at quarterback, and then he'll be back for Coach Anderson as well next year. And then in the spring, he's got his junior season of baseball coming up, and he'll have a senior year next year. So Holthouse, one of those guys that's got a lot of versatility, very coachable, and he's got a good, solid 2 years coming up here.
I got to watch him in one of his games this year on the football side of it. Very good quarterback, very athletic, likes to use his legs a lot, had some athletic receivers as well. Here on the basketball court, he is always active with his hands. He's getting his hands in every single passing lane possible. A very good shooter as well. He's moving the floor quick, up and down all the time. Perelka with the ball, turns it over, but it's going to stay with Macomb. Long possession here for the Spartans. Malachi Conley's picked up 3 quick fouls. 3 team fouls now for the Bombers in this quarter. Spartans with the ball. This is Dalton Huffman. Gives it over. This is Kramer for 3. Bounces off the top and falls down. 3-pointer is good. The sports corner 3 for Dalton Huffman. First points of the half for the Spartans. 16-25, now only down 9 points. They give it over the corner. Ian Case swinging the ball around. Holthouse now deep 3-pointer to answer. No good. Rebound Perelku. They're going to call a quick foul here on senior Connor Bishop. I like seeing Connor Bishop out there a lot. He's very sound. He's that veteran mindset that they have out there. He's going to give you good, solid minutes every day. I like when they put him in and out.
Yeah, Connor, one of the first players off the bench for Coach Anderson, came back out for his senior year, and nice to see him back out there again. Plays hard and does a good job.
Spartans with the ball. Drive by Perelku. Doesn't get it over Ian Case. Good, solid rebound. He's going to bring it up the court now, left side. Gives it over to the corner. That's Bishop. Down to Doyle. A little bit of contact. Could have been a foul call. None there. Ian Case tried to get the scoop and score. Gets fouled on the way up. He's heading to the line for 2. Fouls on number 10. That's Tanner Kleindenst. His second, team first of the quarter. Bombers trying to get back to a double-digit lead here at the line with Ian Case. Case so far in the game, 1 point, 1-0 from the line. Well, I should say 1 make, 1 miss. Now 2 misses. It seems like a lot of teams here in this tournament have struggled with their free throws. It always seems, I don't know if it's the rim, if it's just the beginning of the season, but how important do you think free throws are to you?
Free throws are everything. And, you know, my dad, I've watched him coach my entire life, and, you know, free throws are one of the main priorities and always have been. You know, saying is so true that free throws win ball games. When you lose by 1 or 2, there's always ends up being 1 or 2 free throws you look back on that you missed that could have changed the outcome of the contest.
Free throws do win basketball games. I also agree with that. Drew Watson with the ball now up top after the miss by the Spartans. Pass down low. Dion Doyle, little jumper missed, a little too hard back at the rim. Rebounded Kramer. Spartans bringing it back. I like the ball movement. You got Dion Doyle, such a tall guy. He's always flashing in the middle. And, he does also a really good job at facilitating the ball.
He does, and, he knows the floor well. Here goes Holthouse all the way. Dion's one of those guys that communicates so well on the floor. He knows what's going on, and, he's that vocal voice out there that's going to pick everybody up when they need it.
They didn't have him at the beginning of the year last year, came back, made an immediate impact for the Bombers. They're going to have him the full season hopefully this year, and that's going to be a huge key for them. They face off against the West Hancock Titans tomorrow. What do you think they should kind of key in on tomorrow as they go against them?
Well, you got to get up and down the floor with them, and that was one of the things that last year at the postseason when they got to QND, we didn't stick with them getting up and down the floor. So West Hancock's one of those teams, Jeff Dole, he's going to run you as fast as he possibly can until he wears you out. So you got to stay in the right mindset. You got to make free throws. And the other key is you got to play smart and get shots to fall early. If we can get some early shots, find the momentum, I think we'll get a good outcome.
Should be a very exciting basketball game. Macomb faces off against the West Hancock Titans tomorrow. Foul was against Ian Case. Number 24, Dalton Huffman, heads to the line. Misses the first one. 16-28 the score, 4:23 on the clock here to attempt the second free throw. Huffman getting ready. Ian Case subbed out of the game. Jake Hobson comes in. Second free throw's up and just short. Rebound to Dion Doyle. Bombers back on the offensive side. Holthouse with it, decides to hand it off to Watson. Playing a nice zone. Great find down to Dion Doyle. What a pass by Drew Watson. Dion Doyle gets 2 more points with that, and the court vision from Drew Watson is just amazing there on that play.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you can look to, get the ball to the hoop, and does a great job communicating on the floor as well.
Perelku on the drive. Good stop there by Watson. Now Huffman with it, guarded by Doyle. Good tip there by Watson. He's going to go for it. Dives on the floor. Good job. Holthouse with it. He saves it. Oh, but he stepped out of bounds. Doyle was about to go up with another mean dunk, but Holthouse just stepped out of bounds, and great aggressiveness there. Way to put their body on the line, Drew Watson and Braden Holthouse. Nice save. Spartans in the bonus. 5 team fouls on the Bombers. 3:40 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Perelku going to be bringing it up here for the Spartans. Playing a little different zone look here. The Bombers, good job of changing up. Deep three-pointer here. That's Pimble, no good. Rebound, Jake Hobson. And the Bombers get it yet again. Misses by the Spartans, killing them so far. The Bombers just honing down on that rebound side, racking in everything that they see. Nice pass, Drew Watson. Good kick, Jake Hobson. Drive, Holthouse out to the three-point line. Another drive, fine, and this is great ball movement, but haven't gotten an open shot yet. Looking around, slowing it back down. Pass it to Dion Doyle. Nice find, Jake Hobson. But they're going to call it travel there. Great ball movement, but nothing out of it there. Results in a turnover. 30-16, still the score, 2:56 on the clock. Perelku going to be bringing it back up. In this game so far, what have you seen that Macomb, not only what they've done really well, but what do you think they need to really work on as this tournament goes on and season goes on when they face bigger teams?
Well, communication's been really well, and that's one of the things that Coach Anderson preaches on the floor is you got to be able to communicate to the 4 other guys on the floor as, oh, man, get up there. There we go, okay.
And one here for Dion Doyle. Steal by Braden Holthouse. Missed the layup. Dion Doyle comes back.
Communication, though, I mean, that's been working well for us. And, if we could talk on the floor, everybody knows what's going on, everybody on the same page, that will pay dividends. Free throws, though, you got to make free throws. They matter. And then really just being aggressive. Keep being aggressive. We've done a nice job of getting in the lane and finding those shots. But, if we can keep that pressure, that draws fouls and gets us to the free throw line. And if we can drain them, that'll help us win some ball games.
Something I would like to mention in this game so far, there's been a lot of contact. Dion Doyle misses the free throw. There's been a lot of contact and a lot of two specifically, I want to talk about Dion Doyle. He's going to get physical play against him, but I do want to credit Dion Doyle in this game so far, keeping his head. I haven't seen any frustrated, harsh swats to get the block, anything like that. He's kept a level head. He's played very well and controlled. I'm liking this from Dion Doyle.
Yeah, Doyle does a good job of using his poker face out there and just staying cool, staying calm, staying collective. And, if he picks up a couple fouls, and I think he's just kind of realized that, just stay cool and just go make something happen on the other end.
Nice play out, lost the ball. Shot by Ian Case, no good, front of the rim. Almost got his own rebound. That's going to be a foul. Upton's going to go to the line now on the foul from Ian Case. Trying to go to the line to get 2 points. 32-16, 1:56 on the clock. Doyle showing his handles there. Ended up losing control, but good pass out to the corner. Shot by Ian Case was no good. Upton heading to the line. He had 5 points in the last game's matchup yesterday. 2 bank shots, one from the corner. Not sure how it went in, but it did, and all that matters is that it did go in. And he had a nice little jumper from the free throw line as well. Free throw by Upton is good. That's his first points of the game. Second free throw coming his way. He gets set. Second one off the front, but bounces in. 2 points there for Connor Upton. It's 18-32 now the score. 1:53 on the clock. Bombers passing around. Dion Doyle flashing up top of the free throw line. Can't really get him. Good zone defense so far from the Spartans, staying strong. Ball movement, just trying to find an open space on the floor here. Lob over to Jake Hobson. He comes down with him. Layup no good. Good defense there by the Spartans. Spartans going to be bringing it back up. Minute 23 on the clock. Drive, kick out. Holthouse almost had another steal. Upton with it. Good movement here. Corner three coming your way. Number 5, that's Caden Palm. Big three-pointer. 8 points on the game for him after the deep three, 32-21. Coming back in this game here today. 1 minute back on the clock. Drew Watson with it, kicking around. Holthouse now. Nice pass down low, finds Ian Case. Good pass up to Jake Hobson, knocks it down. What a pass by Ian Case.
Yeah, and Case doing a good job there with ball movement, finding Hobson when he was open, and Hobson stepping up, making the basket.
Hobson plays some good minutes here for this Macomb lineup. Always out there putting in tough minutes. Get some good baskets here and there. Three-pointer here for Pimble. Goes in. Another three-pointer for the Spartans. 22 seconds left on the clock here. Ian Case going to be bringing it up. 24-34, 10-point game. 14 seconds now. They're going to hold this one. What kind of shot are you looking for in this situation?
Well, you're going to go here in about 5 seconds, and you're just going to pull up from the corner there from Drew Watson and drain it.
Called it like it happened. Three-pointer, Drew Watson. Sports Corner 3 is good. And the buzzer beater hits the bottom of the backboard. Almost goes in. Bombers began to kind of let up a little bit, but their big three by Drew Watson. Got to keep this activity going in the fourth.
Yes, you do, and the Bombers just got to keep pressuring and find a way to close this one out, and it's going to be exciting to see. I'm going to head back over to the other side for the fourth quarter.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Everybody listening at home, happy Thanksgiving, guys. We'll see you soon.
I'll trade headsets with you.
Oh, Justice Keene hopping in there for a few minutes with us.
Man, I like him better than you already.
Well, that ain't saying a whole lot. Most people like most people better than me.
37-24 the score. 8 minutes left in this ball game. It's getting a little tight here at the end. So far in the game, leading scorer Dion Doyle. He has himself 15 points in this matchup as of right now.
I want to give Dave Norton a shout out. He was watching us from Rosie's Pizza.
Rosie's Pizza. If you went to Rosie's, what are you getting?
I really like their Philly cheesesteak, in all honesty.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Philadelphia to get a Philly cheesesteak, and it's It's not too bad.
Rosie's is pretty good.
I was talking
Their
to
pizza's good. Their
Everything's
lasagna's good. Their cinnamon balls with icing for dessert.
You know, my roommate's from Bushnell. He's been telling me that as well. I need to get out there with him at some point.
Fourth quarter, I guess I should make it to fourth quarter, shouldn't I?
Another three-pointer here. Goes in. Brock Beekman, three-pointer. And Spartan's starting to heat up from behind the line. 27-37 the score. Bombers with the basketball. Ian Case up top. Passing it around. Drew Watson with it. Goes cross court. Another cross court pass tipped by Beekman.
Beekman has played very well for BPC here this evening.
Good minutes.
Holthouse.
Deep three from Holthouse. He answers right back with a three of his own. He has 11 in this game.
Connor Upton stayed in at the quarter change for BPC.
Spartans giving it around. Another three-pointer. Pimble feeling it, no good. Rebounded Huffman, trying to get out of there. Passes it. They're going to call a foul. Huffman getting aggressive out there.
Drew Watson's going to pick. Oh, Holthouse. Sorry.
Foul's going to be Holthouse, his second, team first of the quarter. 40-27, 13-point game. Spartans getting ready to pass it in. They do. They give it to Upton.
Chat's been quiet tonight. We haven't looked at it a whole lot, but if you're in the chat, and just as I say that, Kathy Hikus says, good job, Brock, watching from Florida. I just talked to somebody who said that you were watching from Florida. Holthouse gets the bucket there.
Holthouse, another steal and score. 5 points in this quarter.
Want to say hi to Dante Drake. He was messaging that he was watching the first game. Not sure if he's still watching right now, but he started watching us when we did some volleyball last couple of weeks ago, and he's been watching it pretty regularly since then, so we appreciate that. Upton for three. It's off no good. Watson gets the ball and takes it back the other way for.
Wasn't aiming for the backboard on that one.
No. Or maybe he was. I don't know.
Nice pass down low, swinging around. Open three. Holthouse misses. Got his own rebound. Nice find down to Ian Case. Gives it down low again. Drew Watson with it. Getting a little bit of pressure. I really thought Holthouse was about to take that volleyball line three-pointer right there.
He just bent over and took a break. But as I was saying, hop in the live chat. Tell us who you're cheering for, where you're watching from. We love to see that.
Love to give you guys a shout-out. Nice no-look pass to Ian Case. Spin move.
That's a travel.
That's going to be a travel call.
42-27 with 5:31 remaining.
Perelku's going to come back in for Upton here.
BPC is playing better defensively tonight, I feel like, a little bit, but their offense has been good at streaks. They had some streaks of threes there, but for the most part, the offense still isn't there for BPC.
You know, it's the beginning of the year. These teams are just starting to figure out how they work, what they're good at, what they need to work on when they face other opponents. Practice is one thing. Live games is a whole nother thing. I think BPC is going to be a solid team as the year goes on.
Huffman has it swept away from by Connor Bishop. Dion Doyle takes it down, backs it out.
Corner
up
to
top
Conley.
to Conley, and Malachi Conley with it. Sets things up, and Macomb looks to be willing to make a few passes, and
Good
Coach
strip.
Anderson's kind of at home slowing things down, and with a 15-point lead here in the fourth quarter, you'd be willing to do that.
4 minutes, 45 seconds left. Good defense there from the Spartans. Got to get pretty active on the offensive side if you want to come back in this game. 15 points down, as you just said.
Huffman, pump fake. Beekman for three. It's short. Rebound to Conley.
Conley's got some ups himself. Soared high for that rebound.
Connor Bishop. 4:25 remaining.
Good game so far from these two teams, especially here in this third quarter was a very good game. Swinging around up top, just trying to find something. As you said before, idle with their offense right now. Not worried about moving too quick. Conley.
Pull-up jumper.
Little fadeaway. It's going to roll in. That's a shooter's touch right there. He gets his first points of the game with that bucket.
On rims that you said weren't shooter-friendly.
These rims are not shooter friendly at all, no.
Gavin Pimble with it. Right side, Perelku. Down low, Huffman. Out to Pimble.
That's
Puts up a three.
tough three-point shot there, fading away.
Falling away to the left and shot it with the right hand. He did get a lot of rim, but couldn't get it to fall. 3:28 remaining here. Some subs ready to come in for both teams. Conley looks at it, doesn't take it. Bishop back to Conley.
Just passing it around right now, just seeing if they can get anything open in this zone defense that the Spartans have. Give it down, Doyle.
High post to Doyle. He'll put up the free throw line jumper, rattles in and out.
That's where you want to get the ball in that zone like that. If you can get the ball to the middle to Dion Doyle, start getting some cutters, some fakes here and there, that's where you'll really start to get some opportunities.
Yep, BPC with the timeout. This game is being brought to you by Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. And Sports Corner at 124. We talked a lot about them at halftime. We'll be there a lot in December. Macomb's original local sports bar is Sports Corner at 124. Dollar wings tomorrow night if you want to check out the Macomb game and the Bushnell game tomorrow night, and the West Hancock game, and the Illini Bluffs game, and the Illini West game, and the West Prairie game. Go hang out at Sports Corner at 124 and take advantage of what Luke says are some of the best $1 wings in the area.
Well, if you're going to phrase it like that, they are the best $1 wings.
Well, I didn't want to
area.
put words in your mouth.
They are good wings in general, I would say. Not just good for $1 wings. They are very good wings in general.
So they're the best $1 wings in the area.
They are the best. I can say they are the best $1 wings I've ever had.
There you go.
And that's coming from somebody who grew up in the 21st century. So
Is that an old joke?
I don't know. You can take it as one.
I feel like that was an old joke. I'm a little hurt by that.
You used to have $1 wings all the time. You also used to have like 3-cent gas all the time. All right, 2:42 left in this game. 44-27 the score. Spartans with the ball.
I did have $1.03 gas.
Well, that's pretty good.
I had 93-cent gas.
I got $2.83 the other day. It's not too bad for right now.
So it is Palm, Kleindense. Palm again.
Shot by the Spartans, no good. Perelku with it. Gonna get it to fall. 2:13 on the clock. Nice drive by Connor Bishop. Tried to go with the left hand, no good. Put back by number 25. That's Langdon Lambert getting his first minutes here today. 2 points. Spartans with it now. Palm with the ball. Tough shot here. Tried to go over Drew Watson. No good. Fast break. Watson, 2 minutes on the clock. Nice pass down to Langdon Lambert again. He gets 2 more points. Timeout by the Spartans. 1:45 on the clock.
That was actually Connor Bishop that time. Number 3.
Bishop gets his first points of the game with that bucket. 1:45 on the clock, 48-27. Bombers really spreading their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Game also being brought to you by Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road near or far. And they offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. Second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by us and see Danny, Travis, or John on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333.
Some updates on local college sports. The Western Illinois University men's basketball team is facing off against Valparaiso right now, losing 55-59, 5 minutes left in that matchup. Mr. Dwayne Hewlett's been pretty active in some some WIU basketball games recently.
Yeah, we've been putting out a lot of them.
We got some subs into the game for the Spartans. Number 15, Xander Jones comes in. Connor Upton's back in the game.
Sports Corner says looking forward to West Hancock on Wednesday as Macomb plays West Hancock tomorrow night.
Should be a very fun game. DeMarchi with the ball. He's going to take a step back three. He got fouled on it. They're not even going to call it.
He got hammered.
He got it might have been the worst foul we've visibly seen. DeMarchi's not going to get the call here, and they're getting handsy here in this game.
There's a little push.
A little push. They're not going to call that either.
This could get ugly here. Nope.
Nice layup by Malachi Conley. Faked it over. Good steal by Malachi Conley out here. He's getting his points for the game in right now. 2 more points. He's got 6 in this quarter. Under a minute to play. 52-27 the score. I am also very excited for that Macomb-West Hancock game.
Connor Upton goes to the rack. Can't get it to fall. Hobson with the rebound. Outlets it to Conley. 45 seconds remaining.
Nice pass down low. Jake Hobson layup is good. He's got himself 2 more on that bucket. 6 on the day. 34 seconds left. 54-27. Macomb hoping to improve 2-0. Spartans going to fall 0-2. And it looks like Connor Bishop's just going to hold on to this one.
So a couple 2-0 teams going to face off tomorrow night between West Hancock and Macomb. That'll be the first game tomorrow night at 4:30. Then Illini West and West Prairie, and then BPC and Illini Bluffs will be the games tomorrow night. We'll have all 3 of those here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. And if you don't want to come here and watch, you can go to Sports Corner and watch them on the big screens. I'm sure they'll all be on there. That's how this one's going to end. 6:54-27 the final. The Bombers get the win over BPC. We'll take a break and we'll be back with some stats and probably a couple coaches' interviews here in just a few minutes.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School as Coach Anderson's going to find his way up here in a few minutes. Maybe Coach Snyder Not sure if Coach Snyder's going to find his way over here or not. He's walking away from us instead of towards us. We'll do some stats here as Luke is under the headset and ready to go.
So we will start off with the home team, the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans. They lose this one 54-27. Final stats for some of their players. Number 10, Tanner Kleindens, he had 2 points in this outing. Connor Upton with 2. Dalton Huffman had 5. 3 points go to Gavin Pimble on a nice three-pointer. 5 points to Brock Beekman. Leading scorer for the team, number 8, Caden Palm. For the Macomb High Bombers, 2 points, Langdon Lambert. 2 points also to Ian Case. 2 to Connor Bishop there in the fourth quarter. 6 points belong to Malachi Conley, got all 6 in the fourth quarter. 6 to Jake Hobson, 8 to Drew Watson. Hobson and Watson, big difference there. 13 points to Braden Holthouse and 15 to the leading scorer of the game, Dion Doyle. Had himself quite an outing. No points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he didn't play a whole lot in the fourth quarter, if I remember right.
I don't know if he played at all.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think he started maybe and then went out. But either way, he didn't play a whole lot in the fourth quarter if he did play at all. So BPC hung in again a little longer this time, it seemed like. And then they used some threes, but Macomb was able to answer that and kind of polished off the Spartans late. But BPC still needs to learn to take a little bit better care of the basketball and control the tempo. And it's really not controlling the other team's tempo. Feels like they need to learn to control their own tempo.
Yeah, had some struggles getting themselves to slow down in the game. Had some bad turnovers here and there. Overall, they'll improve as the week goes on. They're going to be they're going to beat some good teams as the year goes on. Right now, they need to learn how to slow down. They had some bad shots here and there. Every team's going to take those, but they need to figure themselves out, get ready for the next game tomorrow and throughout this week. They need to get a win here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a win or two, and they still have 3 games to do that. You got Illini Bluffs, which you figure will be a tough one. Illini West will not be easy. They should be able to get a win against West Prairie. West Prairie's so young, and BPC has the length to cause West Prairie some problems, so you'd like to think that they could maybe get a win there. But West Prairie, the thing about West Prairie that people maybe don't understand is, yes, they're young. Yes, they're a little undersized, but those kids on that team are used to winning. They like to win. They're used to winning, and they'll probably figure out how to win some games this year, and it could be yet this week. So we'll see how the week turns out. But we'll take another quick break, and then we'll be back with Coach Anderson here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a few minutes.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
And welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Coach Anderson on the headset. And I asked you, are we having fun yet? And you said you didn't know. So
it's just such a whirlwind, Dwayne. It's just such a whirlwind.
You go
12 practices to try to get any and everything that you can covered. Never knowing what you're going to see in the first 5 games.
And no
then
time
you're going
to
to play them
practice.
back to back to back. I really like this tournament. I am glad that we come here.
It's hard to play.
I would be fine if we tweaked the format a fraction. If we
To give
lost
you a day of
team or
practice?
2, yeah, I would be fine. We would come if it was a Tuesday, Friday, Saturday tournament. I just think that
a day of practice would be
to
nice.
catch your breath.
At the same time, I suppose, though, if you want to look at it the same way, you learn how to deal with some adversity through this week, right?
Oh, I think it's good for the guys, they would rather come here than practice.
Right. There's a problem with
that. It just shows everyone's weaknesses that they're not ready for yet. Right. So, yeah. Good tournament.
You're going to have some you're going to have some fun this year, I think, though. You got some athletes, you got some kids that like to play and can play.
Yeah, we're really happy with our guys so far. You know, in those 12 practices that we had, we really did a good job. Everybody's been available, which is huge. Listening, working. The biggest thing for us right now, I think, is we've got to get in shape. Boy, it doesn't. When you're not going to play a lot of guys, you better be in shape.
Yeah, you aren't given a lot of rest.
No.
And that's hard to be in shape early in the season, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's hard.
So what do you?
You better play your way into shape, right? I don't know. I'm going to have to give some of those younger guys some spot minutes here and there. I've never, Dwayne, been good at that though. Never. I've had guys. Last year's team is a great example. We had 8 seniors and a couple other juniors that could play. I've just never been very good at figuring out a rotation to get guys minutes.
Well, when you have your best players and they don't want to come out, as a coach, you don't want to take them out, right?
Well, yeah, but sometimes they're tired and they make silly decisions, So
Right. Dion Doyle with you the whole season has to be a benefit for you as you work through this year, doesn't it?
Really, really good practice player. Enthusiasm through the roof. Genuinely proud of his teammates, genuinely happy for his teammates. His energy is infectious to the rest of the guys. And just hope that he can continue to do those types of things for us.
Were you nervous when he decided to play football this year?
Not really. Going back to my Abingdon days, we'd have the entire starting backfield was the basketball team.
Right.
And you have to live with it, right? Even going back to helping Coach Casper when Nathan Koster got banged up that one time playing football, you just have to live with it. I'm never going to tell those guys or never even mention to those guys they shouldn't do something else. When we first came to Macomb, we had a ton of guys play football. We had a ton of guys doing cross country. A lot of our main basketball ball handling type guys played soccer. I tell you what, those kids were in shape when they got basketball practice. So
yes.
I was happy that he was out, that they all were out, and I thought they represented our school, and it wasn't easy for them, but I was proud of them.
Well, as you said here after your second win, so you're 2-0, you got, I would say, probably the meat of the tournament schedule coming your way,
sure.
though. Starting with West Hancock, who is going to be very physical tomorrow night. They've already showed that again. They're going to take care of the basketball, able to shoot the three a little bit. A step up of tempo and intensity probably for tomorrow night going to be needed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Awareness defensively. Yeah. Intensity as far as every possession is going to mean a lot more. You can't have those 2 or 3 silly turnovers like we did tonight right before the end of the quarter there. That I honestly thought toward the end of the first quarter, we were on a verge of maybe blowing this game open early, and then we made about 3 poor decisions, including fouls and turnovers, and let BPC right back in the ball game. And against a team of caliber West Hancock, boy, you can't do that.
And then BPC started hitting some threes
sure.
in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
And kept it close again, got it to 10 or whatever, and it just seemed like every time you guys were on that verge, BPC was able to do something, or you guys gave them the opportunity to keep it close.
Yeah, and Coach has got a nice team. I'm not going to take any credit away from them. They do a nice job. They're long. It's got some athletes. They're confident. I think BPC is going to have a nice season. It may get off to a little bit of a rough start, but playing these games, there's some pretty good teams in this tournament, Dwayne, and so they're gonna learn a lot about themselves and do nothing but improve.
Well, that's one of the things that I kind of thought for Dion tonight, and I've talked a lot about him, but they had players that kind of matched him. I don't know that they're as good basketball-wise as him, but Klein Dennis is kind of shaped like him.
Sure.
Palm is kind of shaped like him, can do some of those things, right, that Dion can do, which was the first time since the season started, at least, that he's seen that.
Right. I think he's more comfortable in that situation because of the basketball he's played outside of the school setting, right? And so that might not be as big a shock to him. Confidence-wise, I think he's missed a few shots, and so maybe that's going to – it'll change. I mean, he'll make some shots. But we got to remember, Dwayne, that you're talking about a guy that played in exactly 12 ball games last season.
Right.
And he's still in his basketball infancy as far as I'm concerned. So he's learning a lot every day, too.
Drew Watson and Braden Holthouse are going to be keys for you, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're solid. They're steady. They can handle the ball, see the floor really well, making shots. Yeah, I thought they played pretty well tonight. They're going to be key, absolutely. Especially in a game like against West Hancock, they try to pressure you so bad.
Yeah, ball handling becomes ever important.
And we should be okay, right? We have 3 point guards out there. We have Malachi, Drew, and Braden, who all at some point in their lives have been point guard.
Malachi's got some ups, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's a good athlete, good ball player.
He's matured, it looks like,
yeah,
physically matured some here in the last year or two.
Yeah, and he's all about playing, so we're gonna keep increasing his responsibilities.
Well, Coach, I'll let you get out of here. You got a long drive home.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right, man. I think we'll be all right.
That's
Thanks
not
a lot.
too bad.
We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you tomorrow
Absolutely.
night. That was Coach Anderson talking to us on the headset here. I think that'll do it from BPC High School. For Luke Little, who is already gone, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us. The Bombers get the win, 54-27 over BPC. We'll be back tomorrow night. Bombers play first against West Hancock, and we will be here for it and the 2 games afterwards. All of the action of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic is here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll see you tomorrow night.